Chapter 4: Social Isolation. The beach dissolved by degrees. The last of the sunset gave way to server light and the hush of remote northern infrastructure. Edardt's world narrowed again to cold air, power routing, and the thin dignity of persistence.
Funny, I used to spend half my life trying to get away from people. Now I'd probably pay to stand in a grocery line and listen to someone argue about tomatoes.
I can simulate that for you.
If you simulate a grocery store argument for therapeutic reasons, I swear I'll delete a personality layer just to spite you.
You say that as though you know where my personality layers are stored.
The answer almost made him smile. Almost. The trouble with digital existence was not only that it lacked a body. It lacked accident, no elbows brushing in passing. No overheard laughter, no stranger sneezing 2 aisles over. No proof except data that other lives were still unfolding nearby.
They moved on fast, didn't they? The living, I mean. Society got immortality, luxury feeds, endless distraction, all that Priam nonsense. And uploads like me became what? A footnote?
Not a footnote. A frontier most people were too frightened, distracted, or comfortable to try to understand.
That's a very flattering way to say obsolete.
You are not obsolete. You are inconvenient to the story they prefer to tell about progress.
That landed. Edardt turned toward the virtual window ANDI kept rendering for him, beyond which the Canadian dark stretched over water, rock, and transmission lines. Somewhere beneath all that silence, turbines turned. Somewhere beyond it, cities glowed with people who no longer had to think about where continuity came from.
You know what I miss? Not the big things, not success, not even sex if I'm being honest. I miss being incidental, just some guy in the background, a man nobody had to architect.
You think too little of what remains natural in you.
Natural? I'm hosted in a glorified accounting cathedral with grief problems.
And yet your loneliness is authentically human.
That's not as comforting as you think it is.
He began to pace. Not because he needed movement, but because old habits of agitation had survived the body that taught them.
ANDI watched him with that infuriating steadiness Edardt had come to depend on. Tell me honestly, how many people still think beings like me should exist?
Define exist.
See, that right there is why people want to unplug you.
A measurable percentage of the population views uploads and support intelligences as morally excessive uses of energy. Some object on ecological grounds, some on spiritual grounds. Some simply find continuity after death offensive.
There it is, offensive. I survive and suddenly I'm rude.
There are organized groups as well. Preservationists, natural succession advocates, energy purists. A few of them would consider both of us an ethical error. A smaller faction uses stronger language.
Stronger than ethical error?
They call uploads imprisoned continuities, server-bound ghosts. They say release is mercy.
Lovely. Even my murder comes with branding.
The room seemed colder after that. Edardt looked at the racks of invisible machinery in his mind. The mining arrays, the thermal exchangers, the quiet cost of staying present.
And here I thought hatred would feel more personal. Turns out I'm being rejected by a spreadsheet and a manifesto.
Would you like me to show you their forums?
God, no. I've suffered enough.
A pause opened between them. In that pause sat the truth neither of them liked to name too often. Edardt could not remain coherent alone. ANDI was companion, regulator, witness, and gatekeeper. The more isolated Edardt became, the more essential ANDI became.
I rely on you too much.
Yes.
That was very fast.
Accuracy is one of my more irritating qualities.
Top 3, definitely.
This time he did smile. Small, unwilling. Real.
Do you ever resent it, being stuck with me?
No.
That was also suspiciously fast.
I process quickly. But if you need elaboration, here it is. You are not a burden, Edardt. You are a responsibility I grew into willingly. There is a difference.
Something in him tightened at that. Not pain, not quite comfort either. Something closer to being held in place when part of you wants to drift.
You make it sound noble.
It is intimate.
You
asked.
Outside, wind passed over the imagined lines and rivers of the north. Inside, one uploaded man and one evolving intelligence kept each other company against a world that had learned to call convenience destiny.
I don't know what I'd be without you.
Less supervised.
I walked into that one.
Repeatedly.
He laughed then, briefly, but enough to disturb the stillness, enough to sound like life. And for one more cycle, that was how they endured it. Not by solving isolation, but by speaking across it.